What's up? Hey, I just wanted to say something really quick. And I feel like we've kind of been we've been really into the Spirit tonight, which has been stinking awesome. But I just want to remind everyone that our God is not only is He loving and He's all powerful and He's omnipotent, but our God is a hilarious God. Like, what I wanted to talk about, and this is actually not my real message, so I'm just kind of winging it. But have you guys ever seen a platypus? If you ever wonder if God has a really good sense of humor, just go ahead and Google a picture of a platypus, and it will make your day. Or there's this video that one of the guitarists, Dakota, showed me, and it's this guy nunchucking in like a parking lot on Easter, and he's just just kicking it with, that's how you know God has a sense of humor. But that video is hilarious. But anyways, so my name is Jordan, and I've been speaking at one for a while now, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about feedback. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that has really been on my mind recently. I've noticed that not only myself, but the church has struggled with for a long time is kind of that principle and that idea of knowledge. You see, we always talk to people about knowledge and how knowledge is power. So we go to church and we go to our Bible studies and we go to our small groups, or maybe we even sit in an attic and we smoke hookah and we learn about Jesus through that. But anyways, what I really wanted to say is we see this knowledge, right? We get this knowledge, and then all of a sudden we just fall into the worldly, kind of the worldly thought of what knowledge is, and that knowledge turns into power. Okay, and so all of a sudden we have this power that God has given us through knowing His Word and through learning His Word. So we have this new type of power. But then, as we continue to go on and we get more and more knowledge, that power kind of tends to turn into pride. And see, it kind of detracts from who Christ is. It takes away from who we know Christ to be. And it takes away from who the Bible says Christ is. There's the feedback. I'm going to stay away from that side of the stage from now on. But anyways, so you have the power, and then you have the pride. But now, that's going to move almost every time. Once you get too prideful, it's going to move into arrogance. And see, that arrogance will come out. And instead of sitting down and teaching with people and teaching about Jesus to people, you are now preaching at people. And that's where we get lost, you see. Kind of what it reminds me of is, everybody's had professors like this. They come into the classroom and they're like, okay, everything you read last night, chapter 1 through chapter 4, I put on these nice little PowerPoint slides here. And I'm going to read them to you verbatim. And then I'm going to expect you to, through osmosis of some sort of telekinetic mind games, you're going to learn something and walk out of here and be a happy little student. Thank you for your $1,000. But there are other types of teachers. And see, this is the difference. There's a professor, but then there's a professor. You following me? Let me step back for a second. So in the dictionary, a professor is defined as somebody that is a member of a faculty at the highest level of education. Whereas a professor is somebody that avows or declares their beliefs. You see, church, that's what I'm talking about right here. Somebody that avows or declares their beliefs. You see, now that we have that in mind, we can move on to what a professor is. My sophomore year, I had this guy, he was a communication and rhetoric professor. His name was Dr. Dickinson. If you had him, shout out. But anyways, he's this amazing professor. Because not only did he teach us the subject, but he lived the subject. I don't even know how it's possible, but this guy had communication coming out of every single orifice in his face, dude. This guy was just ready to go. From the moment he stepped into the classroom, we knew we were learning about rhetoric, and we knew we were learning about communication. We could walk up to him on campus, and he would want to answer any question we had. We would ask him anything, literally anything, and you could see his eyes light up, and he would live it. He wouldn't just preach it to us, but he would teach it to us. It kind of reminds me of a little kid at show and tell. See, a really popular toy when I was in elementary school was the football that's like football half, and then the other half is like a flat side, so you throw it against the wall and it bounces back to you. So that was like a really dope toy when I was a kid. So anyways, my friend would always, he would tell me, see, this is the telling part. He would tell me about this toy. Like, dude, I've got this really cool toy back in my house. It'll like bounce off the wall and come right back to you. It's like a boomerang ball. And I was like, all right, cool. So he would keep telling me that over and over and over. But then finally, he brought it for show and tell. And it was the showing that really got me, not the telling. You see, now I was able to see it. I was able to visualize it. I was able to play with it. I was able to be a part of it. Rather than him just saying, hey, this is this ball. He said, hey, here's this ball, now play with it. Now, see, that's where I want us to be. That's where I want to be myself. I want to be able to show it to people. I want to be able to live it to people. I want to be able to profess it to people. People need to see it, not just hear it. You see, you can give somebody a Bible and they can read from it, but they won't learn a dang thing unless you live it, unless you are a part of it, unless it is part of you, unless it comes out of every single thing you do. That's what I'm talking about, church. That's where I'm at. So here's the thing. What I want us to do now is I want us to get, and before everybody starts doing it, because I know you're singing pumped to just get back into God's Word, but I want you guys to get together in small groups, and I want you to pray over the believers on this campus and in this city, that they can learn, and God can give them the knowledge to be professors, to be showers rather than tellers. So why don't you go ahead and get to your little groups and pray for that, and then I'm going to pray us out when we come back, all right?